Like a lot of you, we are now working from home as well.
We're doing critical preventative maintenance work in our central offices to ensure network reliability, and we're continuing to build our network.
95% of our telesales professionals are now working from home. And what is very, very impressive about that is 1 week ago, this wasn't even an option.
We're going to discuss several different topics, including parenting, mental health, keeping yourself entertained, and so much more. So please look for that. Look out for yourselves, look out for each other, and until next time, you're up to speed.
Hello, we are here. It is Friday. Some incredible images and stories this week of our teams doing whatever it takes to keep our customers connected, doing the essential work. It's you can't forget at times like this. It's our friends and family supporting us around the globe. Look at all those smiling faces. Our stores remain open for helping customers, some of our stores with critical issues. And even some of my friends there showing up. My friend Bobby and Jillian Cole and their son Felix in Wilmington, North Carolina, are V-teamers, keeping folks connected. Look at all these folks working from home. It's good to see you. Here we are. It's 12:01 on the East Coast right now, and hope everyone is having a good Friday so far. We are live again today. We have our normal crew, Hans and Christy, and joining us today as well as Joe Russo from our business continuity team with a lot of important updates. So Hans has joined us. Let's get right to the updates with Hans. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Hey, Jeremy, and hey, all V-teamers. It's great to see those pictures and seeing the work you all are doing out there and how this company is actually doing such a contribution to our society. It's just amazing. You get moved when you see it. And thank you for all the mail and all communication we're getting from all of you. It's so important these times for each and every of us to have that communication. And so I don't have words for it. I'm just grateful. I'm so grateful. So today, just so you know, I mean, this morning I was on CNBC for quite a long time talking about our network, talking about what we're doing as a company. And I can tell you, it's a huge curiosity out there how we are actually doing this work and keeping up the network as good as we're doing with these numbers that I shared with you yesterday with the 9 billion messages and 50% more VPN and 107% more gaming. I understand how we do it. I think people around us just think it's amazing the work we're doing and serving all this critical infrastructure across this country. So I'm grateful for all of you. Talking about all the communication we're getting from you, I think that I just come back, first of all, to the mission. The mission is safe and healthy for all of us employees. That's so important. And as I said yesterday, the V-teamers that are getting infected by the COVID-19, our thoughts are with you. The support is with you. And Christy and Joe will talk more about that. But we also, when it comes about all this communication, I just want to say that we're going to launch a quick pulse, and Christy will talk more about it, just to get it even more structured, the feedback from all of you, what's happening. So as usual, it's critical that you fill the survey out. It's just a couple of questions. It's more for us to get the pulse and cadence. We're now 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in the pandemic, a little bit depending where you are in the world. It's just good to understand how this is working, because as I said so many times before, this is nothing that's going to go away very quickly. We're going to be working from home, some of us for a long time, and some in the field in a different way. We are working in the field. So we will come back on the Pulse survey, and Christy will talk about it. Just highlighting my talks with customers the last 24 hours. I've probably talked to, I'm not sure, 6, 7, 8, 10 large corporations. the team in technology and Verizon Business Group are actually doing a fantastic work to keep the networks up and supporting customers with urgent needs of equipment, capacity. I was just talking to a big bank, probably one of the bigger banks in the world, which talked about how we were fixing circuits between UK and India with third parties. It's just amazing how we rally. I have so many other stories, and I just want to share some of them that is coming to me, so you feel that the work we're doing is so incredibly important. Want to end by talking about Pay It Forward. Yesterday we talked about it, and yesterday night Dave Matthew had this live performance. We pulled together all the platforms and cross-function from Verizon Business Group, from our marketing team, Yahoo, super important. Over 3 million people viewed it live, over 3 million. And across different platforms. Yahoo was a very important platform, and the whole Yahoo team stitching us together were important. Of course, it was on Twitter and other places. But again, it shows how we can connect our purpose together, how we actually are acting with technology. This is going to go ongoing. I think it's twice a week from now on. And it's going to be even easier to be part of donating and pay it forward to small businesses that are so critical in this moment that we maintain them. Other than that, you can see I have a shirt today. So that means I'm on my second day of virtual board meeting. So I just jumped out from the board meeting right now. But as these meetings are on WebEx, our board meeting is on WebEx. And it seems like it's working to work differently, the new normal. Jeremy, back to you.
Thank you, Hans. And what a great time to step away last night and see Dave Matthews perform on the Pay It Forward Live. I know my friends and I, we have a weekly game night that we're doing virtually now. So watching that, being with them and all that was a nice reminder as to the good stuff that's happening out in the world and how we're helping small businesses. Up next is Joe Russo from the business continuity team. He and his team doing a lot of things right now. Joe, give us an update on how you're helping employees around the world, if you will, please.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeremy. And hello, V-teamers out there. I know this is a stressful time, and I want to make sure that you have a little bit of an understanding of how the emergency operations team are making sure that you're safe, that you're well informed, and we're also serving our customers. I'm going to start with a little bit of a special thanks to our crisis management teams around the world, especially our Asia Pac team, who was activated back in January. So they're 2 months in to managing this crisis. Our EMEA team that activated a few weeks after that, and to the teams here in the United States, including the emergency operations team that I work with every day. I'm so proud to work with a group of people that really cares about the safety, well-being of our employees and our customers. And that is the heart of our business continuity program. So today I wanted to just share some of the teams that are working to make sure that we're all connected and business continuity is running. The first team that we have up and running every day is in contact with the World Health Organization, the CDC, other companies, monitoring state, local, and national information to ensure that we're connected with them and we're following their guidelines and rules, and often working with them to get clarification on how they want Verizon to work and serve our customers. And then we get that information out to all of you. It's definitely on the COVID resource page. The second team we have is really managing our cases. So when we see a case of an employee with COVID-19, making sure that we're caring for that employee first and foremost. And you've heard Christy talk about the team that is in contact with those employees. But then we're also working to make sure that anyone who was in close proximity with that person is also notified and takes appropriate measures and quarantines if appropriate, that we're closing and cleaning the buildings or the garages or the central offices or the trucks that they may have been in to make sure that we're keeping everyone else safe as well. And then following up and when appropriate, opening up those buildings if need be. The third team that we have working is really responding to all of you out there. working the Ask Christy line, and all the other ways that you communicate with us to make sure that we're hearing you and we're taking that feedback and then working any of those issues that we see to make sure we resolve them or communicate back to you or the broader group. And then the fourth team is my business continuity team. And we have a long-standing business continuity program. We have 214 plans that manage the individual business units. 212 of those are active right now. Pretty much the whole business is on business continuity with all the people working from home or the various ways that we're working. And they're not only dealing with today, but they're planning for the future as well and trying to prepare for what's ahead. So that team is critically important to this operation. And then finally is my core emergency operation team. And this is led by Christy and connected to Hans and his direct reports. We meet every day. We determine policies like our work from home policy, our caregiver leave policies. We stay connected so that we make sure that we understand what we have to do today and how we plan for the future. So I hope everyone feels confident that we're keeping the business and all of you, informed and safe during this crisis.
Good. Joe, thank you for everything that you're doing and everything that your team is doing really around the clock, around the world. It is incredible work. So thank you for that. Christy, let's go to you for your daily updates, please. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, V-Teamers. Thanks so much, Jeremy, Hans, and Joe. I have 5 updates for the group today. First, I want to build on some of what you heard from Joe and Hans and just give a giant thank you and a shout out to everybody. We are for sure demonstrating that we can work in the edge and adopt our new ways of working and be agile. So that I think is very exciting, and we're proving that with all the things you heard from Joe and from Hans. Many of you are asking me, what are we doing as we get to the end of March? Obviously, early next week is the 31st of March. And so what we would want you to hear today is we're going to continue in this operating model through next week. And as the situation changes every day, Hans and I will be back with an update for all the V-Teamers next week on how we see that playing out. But everybody should feel comfortable that this is how we're going to continue operating next week. So that's my first update. The second update I want to share is we're going to be adding to our VZ Up to Speed page some health tips. So in our new work from home environment, we've put out virtual working webinars and fitness webcasts that you can join, but now we're going to be adding health tips to Up to Speed every day. So go check those out, and we hope to get a great response from all the V-Teamers. Third, I want to highlight a number of you are asking again, how can I volunteer? So Rose Kirk, who heads up our sustainability and our volunteerism efforts, is hard at work getting augmentation to the website of virtual ways in which we can volunteer to help with the COVID-19 response. And so look for an announcement on that very early in the week. And you also heard from Hans and Jeremy and others about this great Pay It Forward series to really help some of the small businesses that have been hard impacted by the social distancing and shelter-in-place measures that are so critical for society right now to get ahead of the COVID-19 virus. Another update is I want you to share a couple of operational updates that are coming in from leaders that have asked me to share. So a couple of big changes starting on Monday in the retail consumer business, important to note. So first, we will be doing retail in-store pickup only. And so we will be providing all of our other support for our customers through online support. And our customers through the VZ app can schedule an appointment, and this will allow us to continue to practice the social distancing efforts that we think are so important to allow us to both keep our people safe as well as be present in the communities where we need to be for consumer. This is on the reduced footprint. Remember, we have 70% of our stores closed right now, 30% are operational, and we'll be implementing these operating practices starting on Monday. In addition, you heard from Kevin's service earlier this week. We get a lot of questions in from folks that appreciate all we're doing to help mitigate dispatches. And so we are working hard to make sure that our technicians that are in the field are being dispatched for essential services, really focused on when we have to drive connectivity for a customer or a business in this time of need when people want to stay connected. So we know these are things top of mind. And then my last update, is we are going to do a pulse survey. So if you're in Asia, you'll receive that your Monday morning Asia time. And if you're in Europe or the US, it'll show up your time zone Monday. It'll be open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we'll have 3 days for you. It's a couple of quick questions, a scale of 1 to 5. And then next Friday, Hans and I will be able to be here and report out the answers to those questions. So another agile in action V-Teamer coronavirus story. Thanks so much, Jeremy.
Hey, Christy, thanks for all those updates. And those are questions that we see that continue to come in. So thanks for handling those as well. We mentioned a lot of these folks who are adjusting to the new normal as we talk about it. You obviously have our folks in retail stores where they're open, serving our customers out in the field, continuing to serve critical dispatches. But some of our central office technicians have also figured out a way of how to work remotely, how to work from home so they continue to serve their customers. I want to introduce you to one of those from Baltimore, Maryland, Mr. Joseph Russo, who is a central office tech. Have a look.
My name is Joseph Russo. My role with Verizon here is I'm a COT. I'm a central office technician. On Tuesday, my supervisor, Mr. Terry, I call him Mr. Terry, so he gave me a call and kind of explained what we were doing and asked me to come in and support the group because everybody was going to be working from home. So at the end of the day, I gathered up all my gear, began to set up. Now this kind of stuff is second nature to me. You know, I try to bring all the tools to me so that it makes me more efficient, more effective. There are some challenges. Kids running around in the background. I've got a cat that's floating around here. So when you get down to it, it's really pretty seamless. The importance is pretty obvious. Everybody right now that is quarantining themselves and going home and trying to stay home, connectivity and speed is going to be most important to them. Being able to talk to their family members, it reaches every corner of society. I'll reflect what I've heard from my fellow employees, and that is exactly what we've done is we've rushed to the emergency. Although we rushed away from the office, we took our equipment, and everybody, has done really the same thing I've done here. So I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned here, and I hope, we're able to carry some of this on going forward, even after this coronavirus issue.
Thanks for sharing your story with us, Joseph. Now, Joe, you see that you've been around in the field for a while, you've been with the company for a while. How does that make you feel about when you see our folks who continue to support our customers?
Yeah, as I said it before, the culture here at Verizon of running to a crisis really shines in these times. And I love the fact that my team, when I'm not doing business continuity, I run network operations. And my team, I've heard from a lot of them, they're home, they're managing the network every day, just like Joseph, you heard from, to make sure that all of our customers stay connected. Our field technicians, I know it's very difficult for them because they're out interfacing with customers. And, I'm so proud of the work that everyone is doing to balance during this crisis.
And a quick question there for you, Joe, some that have come in, and thanks for sharing that. People are asking about the VPN and how that's working. Hans has talked about traffic on our network, but how is our VPN doing, and what do you want our employees to know about it today?
Yeah, sure. And we have gotten a bunch of these questions. First thing I want people to know is we very quickly scaled our VPN when we knew we were going to start working from home, and our teams under Greg Sly, we normally have about 80,000 ports available. We've scaled that up. We have 180,000 ports now available. On an average day, we're seeing about 60 to 70,000 connections. So we have a lot of headroom. We've also added bandwidth into those data centers where those connections are made. So the backbone of the VPN network is performing really, really well. When we've heard complaints, largely what we have found is that it's with the local ISP that you're connected to. So I just would ask that everyone be a little bit patient, with each other. I know when I was on the board meeting with Hans yesterday, my connection had a little bit of trouble, but it's okay. And I would say that we're well prepared. I know we're monitoring our FiOS network really well and making minor corrections if we have any problems, but the networks are performing quite well. And I just would ask everyone to have a little bit of patience with each other as we're all connected virtually.
Good. Thank you for that, Joe. Now, Christy, this is a question that seems to come up a couple of times for locations where one of our fellow V teamers has tested positive for COVID-19. What's the process to reopen? But before you get to that point, to clean the facility before it gets to that point.
Thanks so much, Jeremy. A couple of things. I think we were really leaders in this area, and myself and Joe worked hard with the response teams to figure out with real estate and our health and safety experts what our remediation practices would be. The CDC has a recommended set of cleaning products as well as regimens they recommend for situations like this, and we have been following those. And so that's a really important thing I want everybody to hear. The second thing is if we have a case where an employee tests positive for coronavirus, we actually personally interview and talk with them live. We try to understand the last day that they were in a Verizon premise. We then go and we try to understand the first time they felt they displayed symptoms, which could be before the last time they were in a facility. And then we go back 48 hours from the first time they displayed symptoms to have really just an abundance of caution. We work with them personally to identify what individuals they might have come in contact with. We actually look at and we help pull up for them if they have a digital calendar, their digital calendar. We also go through and look at what parts of the facilities they entered. We actually then send a Verizon emergency notice via text to any of those individuals registered in that work area or that came up on that individual list process to notify them of the 48-hour, the absolute earliest date and to the premise date, and say 14 days from there, if you had contact with that individual, please self-quarantine. In addition to that, we remediate the building, and many of our buildings, because we're in a work-at-home construct, we're asking people to stay home. We recognize with some of the garages and some of the COs, people have to come in, but we're working to reduce that as well. So those are the practices we're using. And so you may have received multiple notices if you're in a facility where we had a number of individuals over the last period of time be diagnosed with coronavirus. We also now are having circumstances where our employees are contacting us because they've been notified from another source that maybe was in their personal life or another area in which they've been quarantined because they came in contact with a location, a business, a public location that may have had a contamination. And we've answered some of those questions today too. Let us know you should take your self-quarantine, and we have compensation support for you. And so we want to be here for everybody and make sure they tell us and they get the help they need.
Christy, thank you. I want to share this kind of a thank you to one of our fellow employees as well. And Hans, I'll come to you after this for your take on it and what you're hearing out there in the market. But let's go and pop this slide up if you can, Chris, to thank Louis Franco, who's a member of the Business and Government customer operations team. Last weekend, the American Medical Response Ambulance Company called, and he sprung into action to help them activate 60 OneTalk connections. How they're using OneTalk at this point is to find the next available nurse or other public safety personnel to help folks. So I just want to give Louis a thanks for everything he did, his team did, truly saving lives out there. And I should note, Louis is working from home with his wife and four daughters right now. So Hans, as you're continuing to talk to other companies and leaders and even the board, how deep does the appreciation go for our employees right now and the jobs that they're doing?
No, it's hard to describe. I mean, we do a material or significant, I cannot find the word, impact on how they are able to operate. And I can go over all the statistics, how many emergency command centers we're supporting, how many hospitals, how many education, children doing education from home we're doing. Everyone I talk to are really feeling that we're standing up. And I also hear from consumers that actually are calling into our call centers because they have problems with payments. They want to change their plans. And our team is there 24/7 for them as well. So it's hard to put words on it. As I said in the beginning, I mean, you're so proud of how we stand up as an organization in these times and thinking about how we serve the customers in these great needs when we are in a situation which is totally unprecedented and difficult. So now I hear a lot about it, and I hear a lot of great things, and and I receive a lot of great things, and I try to pass it on to all of you on this live webcast, but I also try to call the different individuals and leaders that has been involved in order to tell them that what I hear from people, because sometimes this work is relentless and you don't feel that you're appreciated, but I can tell you, you're very appreciated.
Thank you for that, Hans. And a quick note before we wrap up with Hans today, thanks to Joe and Christy. And speaking of Christy, Christy will be joining the Build series today at 3 p.m. Eastern over at buildseries.com. That's a wildly popular series, and they're figured out how to do things in the new normal as well. She'll be talking about how we're caring for employees and keeping everyone connected. Talks about everything from changing how she's working to serving her customers and helping her 4 kids who are at home. So I'm excited to watch that. It is 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. rather this afternoon. And she also talks about important things she does with her family on Sunday nights too. So you don't want to miss that. But Hans, over to you for final thoughts, please, sir.
I will not miss the 3 p.m. with Christy. That means that I'm 24/7 with her. Thank you for pointing that out, Jeremy. A couple of things as we head into this weekend, and some of our employees in Asia already have headed into weekend, and many in Europe as well. Here in the US, we're in the middle of the day. If you don't have a work that requires you work this weekend, I ask you to actually take some rest and take it easy this weekend. It has been very different times, very different ways of working. Everything is different, and a constant flow of new information, what's happening. It's tiresome. Take care of your family, friends this weekend. That's not only a good idea, it's basically an order from the CEO of the company. Yes, you know. But for the ones that are in the front line, they will continue to fight for us. I send all the thoughts and the support to you guys as well. It's very important work you're doing, and hopefully you can hear that from all of us, that we thank you. I just want to remind you of the extremely important work that Christy and Joe is doing. Going through all details every day, reaching out to all of our employees that have impacts or have questions. That work is so important, so we have a grip on information so we can take the right decision. We are an enormous large company. We have 135,000 employees. We're across the globe. We have customers all over the place. And to have that emergency operations center across the globe that is gathering information for decision makers and actually for each and every individual employee in these times becomes very important. Lastly, as I said, it's also a way to go into the new normal. Continue to work. Some of you are getting into the 3rd week, as I mentioned yesterday. This is the way we're going to work. We're going to be commuting or being telecommuting using virtual means like this tool that we're using today. You see that you get into that rhythm and reach out to colleagues, friends, to see that we're actually getting back to normal and working environment, even though this is a very unprecedented time, as I've said so many times already today and the last week. So once again, all V-teamers, thank you for being with us. As Christy has already announced, my agenda is clear. Next week around noon, the Central Eastern Time, I'm going to be on this program, and I'm going to talk about the development. And you are some 40,000-50,000 every day that tune into this one, so we understand it's important. And we're going to continue to run this with a graceful help from the Up to Speed team and Jeremy. So back to you, Jeremy.
Thank you so much for that, Hans. I want to end the week on an up note here, some video that we got in. Chris, you can go ahead and start rolling that. What you're going to see is a birthday celebration for a Navy veteran. 100 years old. The neighborhood had planned a big thing, but couldn't do it. The man you see there in the middle, Gerardo Cavalier, is one of our managers out of the city, a Boy Scout with his family there. And you see the neighborhood all coming together to wish Mr. Julian Benetti a happy birthday. So this is how we're making a difference for folks. And I just want to take this time to wish him a happy birthday. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And also, like Han said, to thank all of you. I also want to thank the communications team that I get a lot of email every day thanking me for what I'm doing, but wouldn't be possible without my coworkers. So thank you so much. Until next time, you're up to speed.